Okay, we are live with Esoteric Hours with Bradley Powers. How's everybody doing today?
Yep, I'm fine. No, Benny. Benny was meant to be our guest. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Today we're going to do something we don't normally do, and we're going to wing it.
Oh, here he is. Benny's coming in now.
Oh, whoop.
Better late than never. We'll add him to the stream here.
Hey, I had to run from a church, man. I got up here. Hey, guys. Hey, wise men.
How's it going?
Yo.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. How about you?
Whew, so tired. Had to get my butt up here. Had to get my butt up here, man. This lady was spraying mace.
Sometimes there's not enough time in one day, huh, Benny?
Man, I tell you, there was this lady. She was down there where I was praying at. She was spraying mace on the Africans going to this African church because she was saying that they were satanic.
Oh,
so the security guards asked my help. So I just got my eyes rinsed here. That's why I'm blinking here. But she's all right.
One of them days. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, she's okay. We prayed on her. So are we live?
Yeah, we are live. Yeah.
We are live. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were still in the studio. We're right at the time. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? It's me, Minister K.I., the Anunnaki teacher on a Sunday. Want to send out blessings, power and light to everyone.
Yep, pleasure to be near you.
All right. So Benny, you told us about a dream you had or something earlier that you're going to tell us about.
Dream I had. Which dream did I have?
Something that I don't know. Something you were enlightened with about Bradley and I, or something.
Well,
you sent it in a message.
I got to look back at the message. It's been a kind of a really awakening, really sparked up night, Jim. I took it was like a sound frequency with Sherry and Dakota last night on that show, and it affected me. I believe that one of the light entities is here with me now, and we made contact. It's on the show. I don't know if she released that yet. And the sound frequencies that he were using, it kind of reminded me, Jim, of the movie The Fourth Kind, when the alien, it comes, and I guess it's taking her husband during the scene that I'm remembering. Some of the sounds sound like that, and some were chimes, and it was kind of hypnotic inducing. But then during the session, and I felt I felt the out of body experience. I felt light as a feather. It felt like that I was floating, and like I said, at that time, I was getting daydreams and flashes like I normally have, but it just seemed like things were coming through a lot more clearer. I believe Bradley was in
more intense.
Yes, and I even asked them some questions, like I had mentioned about like your tattoo and the different things that happen after an abduction or a contact. Because I believe, with the CE5s, and that I would believe they call it a CE5 also, but it was just sound stimulated. So it was like a new thing to me. And it's like I hear, it's like the sound changed right there. You can kind of hear it in my voice. And I haven't moved from where I'm at. And it sounds more echo now. It's like I believe that I was awakened to different type of beings, not just the light beings and the ones that I was aware of, but I'm also more comforted with the touches and the feels where, I was more nervous about it because it just seemed like the conversation with Chris Joe Marie, Hart Bradley, and Sherry and Dakota, it was like it was all common, that we all had the same type of experiences, like it was the same type of beings that were contacting us. So when they did the session, it was like, I believe it was the one that I've been seeing, that I've been contacting through my CE5s. came here and let me know it was here. Let me establish the knowing, not the wondering, but the fact that look, I'm here. I'm a being. You
Yeah.
can't see me, and I'm gonna be here. And it's not just the taps and the wondering what's going on anymore. But Jim, I run on, so
Now,
please interrupt me if I do.
No, you're doing all right.
now, are you aware of who you're in contact with, like what species or?
Well, they were speaking that the contract that they made was Lyrian, I believe she said. Bradley, did she say Lyrian or
Lyran.
Lyran?
That's
Lyran,
Lyran is Cassidy Lightwing.
right? And she said Lyran because she said that she was a mix of Lyran and I think Palladian.
Oh right, yeah.
I believe she said that she was a mixed child of the two. And the question I asked them, Jim, and it was like, well, it was a good answer that Chris said that, she was like, they don't care. But the question I asked them, do you think that some of the aliens care about the sexual preference of the people they abduct? Because if they want to regenerate or rebuild another race, of course they're watching because they have telepathy, so they know our thoughts. So if they want somebody
I think that would depend on the type of alien species itself and what their agenda is and what their goal is in that respect.
Well, to me, I believe the question would be that they would. I believe that they would be picky. I believe that they would want, if they want to know about the human race, that's a part of the human race. Or the heterosexual, the homosexual, the different gender, I believe that they would want to, that's why
we could have so many categories and definitions, but the bottom line is they all have to do with and describe nature itself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. In nature, it's so vast and and it's alive, and that's another thing that I realized that the life and everything. And I see, when you concentrate on something, you see it a little more. Just like when you look at the stars in the sky, you see one thing, but then when you sit there and focus a little while, the rest of the stars become clear to you because you took the time and your eyes got a chance to focus. So it's like,
right,
yes, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
Carol.
Carol Garcia says hello. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Yeah.
Yeah, nature is amazing. Nature has a way of creating, producing, sustaining, destroying, and rejuvenating its.
It's awesome. It's awesome, and that's one of the things that I kind of seen with the Egyptians. That like I said, I see them as one of the pinnacle Anunnaki, time frames, meaning that they mastered the stars and and their hieroglyphs were more advanced than the cuneiform, tablets and everything else, where it was more understood, and they were showing the mystical and the magical, being performed by their pharaohs and those different type of beings. But what I'm saying is that now that we're uncovering so much of the Egyptian and the Sumerian is new to us, that these type of sciences are becoming even more I would say harder for people to understand. That's not in the loop because it's being hidden from us more now because more people have been awakened. But those
nature itself is mysterious in many ways. As I was stating, my internet started to go awry here a couple of minutes ago. But what I mean to say is, you have a star that's shining bright. Eventually is going to implode. Within itself, it's going to die. Everything exists only for a certain amount of time, and then perishes. Nature's way of compensating for that is to exist in cycles. Now, when you really stop to think about it, a new star is born what is the process? What is the process of a new star being born? Or what does that entail? In other words, what is needed for that?
First starts
We
with
know
the
it's
soul.
not. We know it's not through physical multiplication of any kind, like it would be with whatever species or any cloning event. So
Right.
you would have to wonder to yourself, how is a star born?
Right. And what is it made of? What is
You know,
it? How does that
so
material
that's
come
what
together?
that shows that nature is just nature. Nature, like I said, it creates, produces, sustains, destroys, and rejuvenates itself. And it's a constant, never-ending recycling process.
Even the civilizations. I mean, like I said, it's the same. It's the same with civilizations, man. The cycle of different, homo. So
Well,
what's the
yeah,
next race going to
and
be?
that's another good point, because historically, recurringly, without fail, every great society which has risen has fallen, and our current day society is not going to be any different. The only difference is going to be is in how it falls and with what intensity.
Yes, and I believe that we've started to fall, because they said that I believe even before the George Floyd thing, when the government went down, that we lost a position on the world power. How we used to be number one, and then I believe it was China, and then I can't remember who was number three, where we dropped to three. We didn't even go to two, where we dropped to three because of all the turmoil and all the unrest when they tried to take over the Capitol. With the that situation. I don't want to get off into it. I don't go into politics and stuff, but like you said, the cycles of even politics throughout history, through man itself, and if it's not a cataclysmic event, it's going to be with us. They're looking at us self-destruction. That's the difference between us and the past, where we're self-destructing.
Well, the thing is, my opinion is our curse is our intelligence, because, for example, a cow grazing in a field is more than likely satisfied by doing just that. But man, due to his intelligence, distorts the simplicity of nature and will never truly be satisfied until he self-annihilates.
Yeah. I mean, I believe even myself, even as a person going, getting wiser and getting wisdom, that I was heading for self-destruction until it takes that traumatic event. And that was one of the things that I was asking the people in that show yesterday. What traumatic event made you realize that you had special, gifts? Because some of us get awakened by a traumatic event to, like even some people that find that super strength to lift that car up because that baby is stuck in there in a fire, or, we do those supernatural things.
Exactly. You don't even, you're right. Exactly. You don't even think about it. You just go over there and do it,
and do it simultaneously.
Somewhere along the line, somewhere along the line, you have a wake-up call.
Yeah, well, like, how do we do that? Like, dang, I don't know how. That was impossible to. No, it wasn't. It's possible. And and that's the whole thing, that as we get closer, I believe, Jim, that we lived in a binary, solar system, and they said that each universe that surrounds us has been a binary, but ours is burnt out into a red dwarf, but it still has the solar magnetics as a star. So as that gets closer, more mystical and magical things happen as more electromagnetic energy around it. So I believe that when that thing gets close, everything is going to be woken up, to all the mystical and magical, but it's going to be such a clash, to where we could send ourselves into the dark ages with these wormholes and CERN and all of these different things that men think that they can do. They're going to think that their mind, they're going to think, oh, I got the power, like they've been taking Adderall all day or something, and they can do it. And now we've ended it again. Another Big Bang in reverse.
And that's exactly what's going to transpire.
You speak of that, and you made me think about that a little bit. And then just tying in all the different type of technologies that they use now, that they lied to us. Okay, cloud seeding for this and watching this and harp, and no, you guys are
Yeah,
dealing with sound and
the thing is, the thing is, the intelligence, like I said, is the curse, because through this intelligence is
Yes.
where we develop all this devastating technology. To,
Yes, sir.
in other words, man has nobody to compete against but himself, has no one to fear but himself, and then he goes on to build devastating weapons to protect him from no other than himself. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. Makes perfect sense. Now, when they were starting to do the disarming, like with the USSR and all of that, well, like you said, a lot of aliens. You've seen a lot of UFOs every time they were doing the testing. Do you believe that they stopped all of that altogether, dealing with those type of weapons of mass destruction,
I know,
or did they?
It's a known fact. It's a known fact that when UFOs are seen hovering over nuclear silos, that they have the technology to shut down the power to the nuclear weaponry, and it takes the military 24 hours to reboot the system back to firing status. So that tells me they're doing their due diligence and testing their technology to make sure that a nuclear holocaust never occurs, or to the best of their ability to prevent one. I mean, because with them, with the nuclear weaponry and that hadron collider smashing the atoms there, they don't know what they're playing with.
Wow.
So the aliens will intervene, not necessarily to save man from man himself, but to save their own hides as well. To save their own hides as well, because if something happened and this planet just got devastated and completely destroyed, it would have a domino effect on the rest of the solar system, whereas the Earth's gravitational pull would no longer be there and throw everything off balance. So obviously, it's not just our own hides, but their hides as well that are at stake. So they have no choice to intervene but to save man from man himself, not necessarily just to save man.
That's true. Because, like I said, I believe that we're totally the most destructive, or we follow groups that are destructive, that are set to bring down. There was a video of, I forgot what the group was called, but there was just a group that was just basically toward causing confusion in America, and it was I think it was called something. They follow you, and they don't do anything to you. They just wanted to cause confusion and nervousness in the people of America. And they had showed video. War drivers or something like that.
That's been going on by design in many different ways, worldwide. Period.
Yes, they're driving the fear into us. Driving the fear. And you was talking about the holographs I was seeing something that looked holographic in the skies the other day. I took some pictures. I'm gonna send to you, Jim. That it just kind of, it just looked too, when you look at the cloud like that, looks like, but I'm like, no, that looked like a car. I was like, wow, that looked like a car. And look over there, that looks like a plane. Right. I mean, like, just shaped like them. Yeah. I'm like, there's no like, okay, a little different. No, this is the shape. I was like, okay, I see how he was talking about, they want to start, it's going to be that one instance, like they said, that they're going to show us a holograph of Jesus coming back, and everybody's going to be like, oh God, it's the coming, it's Revelations, and it's the end of time, and what do we do? It's mass hysteria. And I see it slowly happening with what they're showing in the release of like the declassified information and stuff like that. It's slowly coming to us, but there's something showing something coming
to, yeah. Right. That's what it's coming to, because when the government and the Pentagon start coming out with, yes, we admit there are unidentified flying objects, we don't know what they are, that's already like a precursor to
it's already happened.
Something that's going to be coming about. No, well, what that is technically, from my connections with the Zeta, what they tell me is that they're going to come out with a false flag, alien invasion. where they show
Mhm.
holograms of spacecraft in the sky firing weapons, when in reality, the weapons themselves will be being fired by the military itself to,
Wow.
impose fear into the masses of the aliens, that the aliens don't have our best interests in mind, which could be furthest from the truth. Because, like I
Yes.
said, they have to save us in order to save themselves.
And I believe that because, like you said, I've never seen a negative contact. Well, I haven't witnessed on the TVs or nothing except them disabling the missiles and stuff like that. That I've, that old video, it shows it comes down and shoots the missile at the top of the warhead. But all the contacts I've had have been peaceful. It's been peaceful, and I mean the body feels comfortable, mind enlightening. And a question to you, since you've been abducted, do you think, because I had a dream, this is something that, okay, now I remember the dream. Now
Nice.
the dream was, because I've been just, posting a lot with wise men, seeing, focusing on us three as wise men. And it was like when I elevated up to, like, it was like one of those lightning strike type beams. It came up, and you guys were sitting already. They had like a couple of chairs. You guys were sitting up in the spaceship, one of the round ones that had the beam come down, and I electrically, magnetically pulled me up, and then we just took a trip around the cosmos. We was flying around just the 12 constellations that make up our zodiac. I have no idea why, but then we stopped at Libra. And for some reason, they beamed me back down, and you guys took off. That was a weird dream to me. This was last night, and it's like I was telling Sherry that these dreams have been kind of between. She was talking about how someone was having a dream, and then it spilt off into real life, and that kind of makes me nervous. I'm not saying scared, but to be in a dream, and I be having dreams of flying and falling, and then wake up and it's really going on, would be like, oh my goodness, I done crossed into the realm.
It seems so real, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I said, something was real, because it's like when she did that sound thing, I actually think I had a body, out of body. I could feel myself lifting up, Jim. I couldn't see myself looking down, but I felt it going up, and you could feel me. If they show the video, I just was light as a feather. And then something grabbed me and pulled me back here. But this is just, I'm getting the chills now. It's just an awareness now. It's just the constant studying and keeping myself in tune with trying to learn more and more. It's like opening up keys to my body, and I'm feeling different sensations and mind opening up.
The key is to remain open-minded and observant,
Mm-hmm.
and
that's what she said
not
too.
Try to not try to push it in any way. Just go along with the flow as it comes, because as time goes on, everything falls into place when it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome too, because like I explained to her that being an Anunnaki teacher and street minister, and me, when it, like Bradley calls me a wordsmith, and like I said, I'm very articulate. I love words. I love to read, and I love to explain things and break things down to layman's terms to people. But this is a new experience when it comes to the star seeds and the astral plane, and like I said, dealing with knowledge. Hey, I'm there. I know I'm there, and the study of different black hole theories and stuff like that. But when it comes to these different type of terrestrial beings and where they come from in dimensions, this is a whole nother conversation that's awesome, because like I said, it's so many different beings, and there's new beings that's coming through these different portals and things. So it's so much it's like being at, if you was the first time at the Olympics and you had been in a third world country and you see all these different people, and and I think it's wonderful. And I think it would be great for mankind to have a chance to be in a football field with all the different type of beings everywhere, and have a sit down like the UN, instead of having the negative and the positive.
Like like I said, you got that 1% there that wants to put a kibosh on that, but things will unfold, when they're supposed to, in the way they're supposed to. Carol Garcia says not enough people pay attention to what's in the sky. They are too busy looking at their electronics, and that's a good point. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And she also says, I've been having a dream very vivid each time more is added. It feels very prophetic and extremely sad. Well, I mean, things are eventually going to come to a head, There's no
Yeah, I
doubt
kind of
about
feel
that.
what she said there, Jim, because I'm feeling prophetic, and it's like like I said, it's like the things are coming to life. I feel the dreams more, and like I was telling Sherry, it's like
Yeah,
I
in other words,
feel.
it's all becoming animated. I got you.
Yes, yes. And I was like, I told her how I can feel the light. I feel the light on me and the different colors and the sounds. It's the vibrations in me. It's like, like I said, that you don't know if it's a change of electric magnetic energy around us. Is it solar, or is it just,
Well, yeah,
is
I
it
mean
that
the
time?
whole schmeal. Yeah, the whole schmeal is based on energy. That one source.
Mm-hmm.
Which produces many different types of energy and energetic frequencies for different purposes.
Yes. Yes. And I wanted to, that's what I was going to ask. That, do you think that you could be, well, abductions without telltale signs? Have you heard of too many? Because I'm wondering if I was abducted, and somebody kind of threw this in my ear when a guy told me that I was really Palladian, or the Palladians were after me or something. And like
Well,
I said,
yes,
just the.
in answer to your question, you can be abducted and have no idea that you were.
And
I
I
believe
believe
that.
I was, because the feelings that I got during that episode yesterday, I've had those feelings before, and I've heard those sounds, and that's what she was explaining to me, that if you've heard those sounds, they was probably around you, or
Right.
and it kind of just went, okay, yeah, I probably, because I've
And
had
and in
dreams.
my and in my
Mhm.
my experience, Betty and Bonnie Hill were abducted on September 19th, 1961, on the way back from a vacation in Canada. They were abducted in New Hampshire. And
Mhm.
coincidentally, that date was my 8th birthday. And since a
Mm.
child, I've always felt connected to that abduction. And I also feel that strongly that I have no total recollection of the ordeal or the event, but I feel very strongly that I was aboard that craft with the Hills when I was a
Mhm.
child. And that feeling has been with me since then, all the way up to now. And then, of course, fast forward to the late fall of 2012 when I was abducted and left with this tattoo.
Hmm. Okay, we was talking about one time that you were saying that you want to be selective about some regressive hypnosis, but
Right.
without
I'd like to
hypnosis.
do hypnotic regression. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because
I
I
would, but
think I've hit one.
I'd have to trust the hypnotist, though.
Do you believe there are keys, or like different things that are kind of jogging memories back? Because like I said, going through that session right there that I went last night, it's kind of, I'm getting like flashes of me in the past. Like I could have got abducted and not known it now. This is kind of ringing in my head here today. That's what I was going to ask you that.
Oh yeah,
What was that
that's
question?
a great possibility. Yeah, that is.
Yes.
And eventually, like I say, things will come to you when the time is right, when everything is supposed to. You know, in the meantime, you just keep an open mind. You be observant, and time will flow naturally.
Well, with you, I'm saying, have you had things like I said, where that was one of those? It's kind of jogging things with me. Have you been like a deja vu that kind of reminded you of something
Right,
back from that abduction, or a sound,
right,
or
right.
a,
Exactly.
so,
Yeah, yeah.
have you?
Different things. Yeah, different things. Situations, events can trigger
Right.
it. I mean, But with me, it's been like with the Betty and Barney Hill deal is like, like with the memory, when you have something on the tip of your tongue, it's right there, but you just can't grasp it. Well, that's the way it's been with me. See,
wasn't there with the Benny and Barney Hill? Wasn't it things that they found on her jacket? It was her jacket, her clothes. They had found, I believe it. Besides the radiation, there was something else that they had found in the clothes. Also, I forgot where her. I believe it was an implant that they found later with them, because there was even.
Well, the thing is,
Mhm.
I believe that to be an authentic abduction, just for the simple fact that they were an interracial married couple, and back in the early '60s, that was taboo.
Yes.
So the last thing they would want to do. So the last thing they would ever want to do is bring in any unnecessary, unwanted attention upon themselves, especially with something so bizarre.
Yes. Yes. And he
And
was a
then when Betty,
mailman.
right, and she was head of Child and Family Services, so they
Right.
were, they were
Yeah.
community-wise people. They weren't like idiots or anything like that. To put
Right.
it
They
bluntly,
wasn't just some flower kids on some LSD or something.
right.
Yeah. That's
And
why that one, it really
and
grabs me.
when
I
Betty,
love that video.
yeah,
I
and when
love that
Betty was
story.
put under hypnotic, aggression, she drew a star map that she's seen on a big screen inside the spacecraft that she recalled under hypnotic aggression, and they couldn't compare that with anything known then. But after she
Wow.
passed, a few years after she passed away, astronomers found that exact star system, and it was exactly the way she drew it, and it was a Zeta Reticuli star system.
Wow. We got to find that for me. I want to see that. We've got to find that. I really want to see that. I found also, when I was looking at those old abductee video I was watching, there was a lady named Trent, my same last name, that was abducted also I believe it was one of the first abductions. Her name was something Trent. Forgot where
Right.
she was at. I believe she was somewhere in the Midwest. And that kind of rung with me. I was like, okay, am I related? Because I'm kind of light skinned to this lady that was abducted before. It's kind of, it's one of those things like, okay, a Trent was abducted by aliens in the 50s. And now I'm really interested in these guys. Are they sending me to let me know something because like I said, I believe that people that have been abducted, that their people in the past had been, because the genetics draw certain aliens toward certain people like yourself. I believe that probably somewhere down your line, grandfather, great grandfather, somebody else had been visited also and abducted, and there was something. So they come back, and I don't know which ones are mine.
Everything happens for a reason. The Lion's Pride says Betty had also beta radiation traces, which I now recall as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because she had some different type of traces than they normally found. I remember. Yeah, there was the beta, because they was like, how did she get this when what isn't even found on the planet anywhere or in the universe or something like that? Was that Cassidy Lightwing?
I believe it is. Yeah, Lion's
He is
Pride.
exactly correct. Yes. Yeah, because I remember seeing that one. But I'm trying to remember, what was the Trent lady that got abducted, and the reason why, what was so important about that? It was something that drew me to that.
Well, yeah, obviously there may be a connection there. Obviously, with what you're experiencing, more than likely there is,
Do you
Maybe
find
what
any?
you could do is do some research on that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you find any? Even in my case, though,
the Lion's Pride says, even in my case, through my mother's line in our tribe, we are known to be descendants of star people. I believe in a way we are all star seeds. Some are awakened, some aren't. He said that's why my dad picked her. Yeah.
He made a good pick if he got you out of it, bro. I tell you that. Lion's Pride. I'm here with my two fathers now. I'm their child. If you guys didn't know that Jim and Bradley is really my father, guys. I didn't know if everybody knew that, but I'm their child.
Well, and like I said before, Betty, Bradley has a lot of explaining to do.
No, here we go again. You guys have me crying on that one the other day. Oh shit! Here we go again. Oh, where's my water? Oh boy. But I tell you, man, it oh goodness. Another question, a good question I had for you and Bradley. The expression of love. Now, we talk about the energy of love. God is energy, God is love and positive energy. Now, do you think that aliens can express love to a human? Is there a way? How can they? I mean, I believe the abduction is their way of showing love by showing that they care to do something to you. But I want your opinion. Do you think that they can express an emotion like love?
I think they're more on the intelligence side, where I think a lot of them are like scouts. They take the Zeta Reticula. They're like clones. You know, they're basically almost
AI.
you could label it right. You could label them as artificial intelligence. I believe they're emotionless, but there's so many different species, alien species, that you have some that have emotions, some that don't, some with best interest in mind, others with not so best interest in mind. So, I mean, that's the way nature is. That's the name of the game.
Well, because there was the film I was watching was talking about how America is going to start these generational crafts, meaning where they're going to have children on the craft so that they can reach these far distances. And then by the time they come back, it'll be in the 4th and 5th generation to Earth, because, you know, the project is set up for what, a 50 or 100-year project to where they procreate on the craft and then come back, you know, with the information. Now, I think those are now looking at the aliens. You've never seen, like, you know, you see 2 or 3 aliens, but you never seen like a mama daddy alien with a couple of little babies, you know, running around. You never see any feathers. So you don't, like you said, I don't believe that they show emotion like that, but I believe that they have it. But if they're on a telepathy based thing, it's like they show it in the mind, you know. I believe it's that way, like, you know, and not
Carol
just.
Carol Garcia says the dress that Betty was wearing, the silk lining, was recently DNA tested. Be interesting to see what results transpire from that. Lion's Pride says the mantids have even harder time understanding love as we know it, but they experience an emotion rather similar, but it is not an emotion we can quite understand. He goes on to say that some can, depending on the genetic trine. Excuse me. The Draco, for example, can feel love as we know it, but it's the highest ideal they can handle.
Yeah, it is, because so many people talk. Love is it's an emotion that I thought that it's just a human emotion. Now, I believe animals, like I said, my cat shows me love, and he can express it. Dogs and animals and, you know, things like that. But that shows when we're connected to the beast. But that's the other connection that I believe the alien DNA, where their emotionalness is not, where they learn to shut that off. That's our downfall, is that love connection. Well, and like I said, go ahead, please.
What I like to add to that is, with an animal, you can experience unconditional love. Try to get that from a human.
You're supposed to get it from your siblings, your parents, and all that, but it's not always unconditional.
That's right. That's right.
You know, in psychology, it says that the parent and the mother, that you're born with unconditional love, but I don't believe that's so, because some parents don't love their children like they should. I don't know if that's just a genetic thing, or, you know, how they said they can map somebody's going to be a psychopath.
And vice versa, you know, there's children that kill their parents, there's parents that kill their children. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's here and in between that, you know, like I said, those genetic strains are really different, you know, and they say that it just takes one little key to make us a whole different creature. I agree with him.
Yeah.
Being part
yeah, I agree
human
with him. Yeah.
are just so strange. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your people's emotions are just so strange, and basically they are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's all strange, you know.
Yeah, that, you know, that's why I say that I think that's where the aliens look at us like we're such childish. We're so we hate, you know, we're prejudiced. So we love, but we don't really love. We lie and love, and we lust.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
you know,
all of those different. Mhm.
that's one reason why we're isolated on this planet. We're not good to ourselves. How do you think they think that we would treat them?
Right. Mm-hmm. You're like, man, you guys are crazy down there. Let them run around crazy, and then some of them are gonna get it right. We'll bring them up. Okay, let them come on past. Leave them down in purgatory a little while longer. Them ain't cooked yet. Jesus, you know. But I really do believe that you know, like I said, now that I've researched that the gods of this earth, not just the Almighty Creator that created the universe and all up in it, but the Elohim that they talk about of the Bible. And they say it's not just the Elohim wasn't just one God. It was the Elohim. That's why they were talking about let's make man in our image, But I was thinking about how, you know, when I pray and I ask God, and I don't name him Elohim when I say, hey, Elohim, like that's just saying to my dad, hey, Bennie Lee Trent. You know, I don't say that. I say Father or hey, Dad. You know, but when I talk to him now, knowing that that's Elohim and Yahweh was for this nationality and this one for that one, I kind of question even myself a little more on the way I pray. Because like I said,
right.
We got a question in the forum from Josh Simmons. He says, what is being human? I personally believe we have multiple DNA genes from multiple species or extraterrestrials. What do you think about that?
Yes, we all have alien DNA. There's no doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Facebook user that says sometimes their presence affects our emotions.
Mm-hmm. Well, and my to answer that question, just like what we were talking about, what is it to be human? Is to be able to express emotions, to be able to express the love and hate and all of that, because you know that's human, and like I said, it's in pets, but it's in a different form. But to be able to show it, express it, and even write it down, even the word saying love and saying the word love holds power in the word. So what it is to be human, I would say to express love, hate, and emotions.
Yeah.
A little bit. Good question, though. Very good question. You know, was there another one with that there?
Here's another question. Is there no pure humans on Earth then?
None.
No.
None. There was never no pure humans. Ever. Ever. Well,
I agree with the lion. I agree with the lion's pride here, but we are all family. Yes, the bottom line is we are all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Hi there, Cassidy.
Hey, Lion. Glad you're here, brother.
The lion. Yeah.
Nobody can do that. Nobody can do that like Cassidy.
No, I love when he does it, man. He's trademarked with that. You know, I call myself the silverback gorilla on my show and be like, oh, be like, I got that from the lion. Yeah, man, it's crazy. But today it's a beautiful day here in Houston. I don't know about you guys there, but yesterday it was so dark and gloomy. Like they put a double cloud cover over Houston to hide the sky. You couldn't see no parts of the sky. Today it's so bright, sunny. It's warm out there. We had coats on and wet yesterday. It just seems like a whole nother place, you know? And that's why I told you, I woke up today totally different. I had that dream that was kind of strange to me. And like I said, I feel different today. You know, Sherry asked me, how do you feel? I told her I feel good. I feel good, but it's like I feel.
Well, you know, yeah, the weather can affect one's mood, but you know, like for example, a lot of people will be moody like on a dreary, rainy day, but I don't let that affect me. It's all about perception. I look at a rainy day as being liquid sunshine.
Tiffany Reynolds says, just like humans, you have benevolent and non-benevolent beings. Some cultures call them the higher courts and lower courts. That's what Tiffany Reynolds says. Vic Makarov says, is there no pure humans on Earth then? I think we did that, haven't we?
We've already addressed that.
Yep. Josh Simmons says, Josh Simmons says, words of power. Words of power.
I think Bradley has micro time abductions where he's not here.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be talking about one of my dads like that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh. I got
I'll go easier on Bradley once he gives me that explanation.
Yeah, he got a lot to explain. I know that's right, Jim. But I tell you, Jim, you know, with an abduction, the reason why I say that, I think because I have time loss. I've had days where I woke up and like people would be like, it's Friday. I'm like, no, I went to bed. It was Wednesday. And I'll miss a whole day. It happens to me like every 2 or 3 months. It'll be somewhere around the end of the week. And I'll skip from like a Friday to Sunday. And it happens. Ask Miss Kathy. She'll be like, and I'll be like, just knowing the next day. It's like I looked the day before. And then I'll look up and it's Sunday. And you can kind of see it on my Facebook. If you kind of see how I kind of interact, it'll be a day missing sometime. Because I try to be on here every day that I'm doing something. So when you see a day missing, I don't know where I am. Uh-oh, something just entered the room. I just got some energy moving things. Whoa. Okay, I'm getting glitches here. I'm trying to move some stuff. So maybe I better watch what I'm talking about. Maybe I have been missing. Ooh.
Josh Simmons says, there are no pure humans. We are all connected, and it doesn't mean just us as humans. I believe we are all connected to everyone and everything that's in this dimension. We are all connected. That's Josh Simmons.
Yeah, everything is connected throughout the whole universe.
Yes. Yes. That's what I was going to say, Jim. I was going to say, the theory, they have a new theory that goes along with the string theory. It's called the theory of everything. And it's basically set up on everything's connected to everything, because everything in this universe, you have everything inside of you. The chemicals, it's just in different levels. It's just microscopic to bigger areas, and it's put together in different forms to make skin or to make the liver or to make and all of that.
Exactly.
So because of that and cohesion and the air we breathe, we are connected anyway. Because if you're breathing the same oxygen, it's a connection. It's the air and all of this and the energy in it and the particles and the dark matter. It keeps us all connected anyway. That's why telepathy works.
We have a mini universe within us. Okay, that's alive. All these microscopic cells, billions of them that decay and then are replaced every day throughout a lifetime. That's just like the universe.
Yes, sir. And we're built, and we're all receptors. Our hands are receptors for feel, our eyes for vision, our mouth for touch, our ears to hear. It's taken in. The only thing that's going out is the voice and the air is coming out of us. That's the only thing that we project. And everything else is physical that we project. So yet we're connected in so many different ways. That's why grounding is important. That, you know, with my grounding, I do trees. I go out and I take my shoes and socks off and walk in the grass, put your hand on the tree, and I think about the sky and the universe. I try to get my mind off of here and get that natural energy, because they say when you're wearing shoes and all of this different thing, you have rubber insulation that keeps you away from the natural energy of the ground. And that's what Tesla was tapping into, the natural powers and the energies from the ground, that we get away from it, because we got the tennis shoes on, we're in our car with the tires, we're insulated from it. We don't never take the time to get grounded back to earth. Yes, sir.
That's where it's all at, is nature itself. It's nature itself, you know. Man has a bad habit trying to overrule nature, but nature will always rule over man, you know. Man has the attitude that the earth belongs to him. Man has the attitude that the earth belongs to him, when in reality, man belongs to the earth.
Exactly. You know, some people think of, you know, I hear some people say that God is the female deity. I see the earth as the mother, and the God, and my God as a, you know, I'm talking about the Almighty. And this earth is the mother for mankind, because man was made for this planet. This water world was made for human beings, I should say. For us as humans, it was made for. The way the moon was put up there, no, it wasn't natural. I don't know how anyone could even think that moon was put there natural, that doesn't revolve like every other moon in this universe. Everything was set up for man to survive here on this earth. And it was set up by beings that have been watching ever since. That's why I even told you in the Bible, the watchers, the shiny ones, they were here to watch mankind, to look over mankind. But some of them, hey, they fell. They wanted to mate with the beautiful women. And that was an abomination to what they came from the heavens, to step down to something like us that are emotional beings that are stuck on these emotions. And that's why, okay, it's time to rid of them. So, I mean, well, I'm, you know, I always go back into my Anunnaki there, Jim. So I was going on one, but yes, I believe that us now, that if we don't become aware of the past and the destruction cycles and what the steps was for that destruction, then we're going to get there quicker. We're gonna push ourselves faster if we're not aware of what happened in the past and what the mistakes that were made, and the overabundance of technology, trying to do too much with it too quick. And that's what one of Degrassi said, that with our technology, that we might be pushing it too fast. That sometimes that instead of, we're testing too quick, instead of, you know, example, like we used to do with the rats, one rat at a time. Instead, we're throwing a group of rats in there and just testing on a mass basis, where we got to slow down with all this technology.
Like that saying goes, you know, the slower the job, the better it be.
That's right. You take your time with it. And, you know, and that's what I learned to do over time, where I used to rush to do. I wanted everything fast. And that's what got me in trouble as a youngster. My dad made good money working for Bear. I wanted it quick out there in them streets. You know, I wanted fast money. I didn't want the patience. But now I understand that the patience it makes it better. It's going to be done right. Even when I cook, I don't do anything fast anymore. I take my time I talk fast. Exactly. But that's about it. Other than that, hey, and
that's what I just did for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I roasted a turkey, made some homemade dressing. Yeah.
Oh man, we did Cornish hen over here. We did some Cornish hen, and Miss Kathy loves them sweet potatoes with marshmallows on them. I think I had about 3 heapings of them. Brad, how was your Thanksgiving there? While we're talking about Thanksgiving, how was your Thanksgiving over there, man? Did you strangle a turkey?
It's not like it is over in America. In America, you worship Thanksgiving, don't you? You pay homage to it. It's a big deal, you know?
Yeah, I forgot you told me that the other day. Yeah, because I forgot this is a more of an American holiday, you know, the Thanksgiving with the pilgrims and all that. But even my friend Chief that I go down and study with, like I told you, he's on the Israel thing. He doesn't even want to hear about Thanksgiving. He's like, man, I don't want to hear about when these people came over here and gave us blankets and tried to kill off the dang Indians. I was like, okay, Chief, I understand. But I said, we can still change the holidays into something different. We could make it a day of just feasting. And that's what I tell people, that a lot of the holidays that people, I'm going to say this to y'all, that a lot of black people, and some of y'all that are black out there, understand what I'm saying. Look at some of these holidays and understand what they are, because some of these holidays are based off of old different things like Christmas and Easter, because Christmas wasn't when Jesus was born. Jesus was born around Easter time, if you didn't know, because that star couldn't came around the Christmas holidays. But my point is that a lot of black people see these holidays as just a way that people want you to just go spend your money. And like you say, most of them, Bradley, are American holidays where we live in a capitalistic society. But that's why I say that where I started myself, after leaving prison and understanding what these holidays was keeping the holidays, just like they used to keep the old locations where they built on back in the past. Keep the same type of traditions, but change them for something else, because these days are holy now. These certain places that they built, like these different, like the pyramids. I believe something else was built up under before. And some of these great different, these different artifacts, there always something up under them that they found. Even these Roman Catholic churches and stuff that's over in Rome, they're going to start excavating up under them, because there was different things built way before they were built. So, like I said, we live on a planet that's been billions of years old. Civilizations that we're just now, Atlantis, I don't believe that is the very first one. It had to be more. This world has changed so many different times, and we think we know so much, and we are just scratching the surface on something that's infinite. And I'm sorry, y'all. I went on one again. Out there, is there any questions out there? Yeah, it's Sunday, so y'all know I'll get pumped up on Sunday.
Basically,
we're coming.
We're
coming at the top of the hour, and I've got some commitments at 6, so we're gonna have to be ending the show. But it was a good show, and I want to thank you for being on, Benny, and thank everybody that's joined us.
Yes, sir.
And,
always.
have anything to say, Bradley?
Yes, thank you everyone for supporting Esoteric Hours. We will get more viewers soon, okay? We will become bigger, but just be patient, okay? Thank you, Benny, for being on the show and carrying it. Thank you, Jim, for carrying it too.
I look forward. If I'm welcome every week on a Sunday, I love to come back on Sundays, because I'm pumped up on Sundays after praying on the street, and I love getting out there with you guys and getting the energy, just throwing it out there. So if I come on Sundays, put me in there. I'd love to be with you guys.
We'll have the Three Wise Men show every Sunday.
Bet. That sounds awesome. Cool. I love it. So I want to be in there with you. I'm gonna make it a time, but I'm gonna try to get here a little more earlier next time, Jim. Peace and love. Love you guys. One love. No God bless you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace and love to everyone.